children exhibit that a lot more than many of us adults do. In your own kids, how have you been nurturing and allowing them to keep that?
Yeah, that's a very astute observation. So I only realized this was true about me from watching my own kids. And I think kids naturally are very, very curious. It's beaten out of them. If you think about what school does, one of the reasons why I kind of harsh on the industrial education system a lot is because it basically replaces curiosity with compliance. The industrial education system is there to train factory workers. It's not there to train independent thinkers or curious kids. And the moment someone tells you what the right way and the wrong way to think is, then they're kind of taking you out of the truth. So I believe that actually it's a combination of well-meaning adults plus society plus the education system as it's currently built that destroys your natural curiosity. Look, if you remember school, right? There were kind of kids who didn't do that well. Then there were the kids who did really well, like the straight A 4.0 students. Those were rarely the most successful people in life later. The ones who did the best later in life were actually kind of the system hackers, the ones who did the bare minimum to get the good grades or get good enough grades, or they dropped out of the school game altogether. But then later in life is where they sort of triumphed. And this could range from, Revenge of the Nerds to Revenge of the Misfits, to Revenge of the Iconoclasts. And so it's really the kids who were able to resist what school was trying to do to them, which is make them conform, who did the best later in life. And I'm not faulting the school system. Like the school system is a needed combination between daycare plus education plus socialization. And so it does absolutely serve a purpose. You don't want, child being completely illiterate or what have you. But that said, it does, because of its nature, it's a scale industry, right? It has to be one teacher plus per 50 students or whatever that ratio is. And so by the nature of making something scalable, you stop making it individual. And so you take away the humanity. If you have to raise your hand to go to the bathroom, if you have to raise your hand to go get a bite to eat, if you, crave going into nature, but you're forced into this small, sterile environment all the time, if you're forced into playing social games when you don't want to play social games, or getting into status hierarchies and so on, or when you're just forced to live an artificial life, knowing that it doesn't reflect the life outside the window or outside the door, then you're naturally going to be forced to conform, and it's going to take some of the curiosity out of you, or you're going to be a rebel and you're going to be getting in trouble. So I do believe that it is the industrial education system that takes curiosity out of kids' lives. And so I do think the homeschooling movement is very important. And I also think that it's really important, like if you have young kids, to always answer all their questions. Never, ever, tell a child that you don't have time to answer their questions. Or the one thing that I try not to do is I try not to talk down to my kids, and I don't give them false answers. I would rather give them the real answer and have them not understand it and then stumble over trying to explain it in a way that perhaps they will understand it. But I never want to leave that why question unsatisfied.
Naval, this is Rahul. Actually, a quick question for you. Actually, picking back on what you just said, what inspired to get where you are to today, and also what inspired you to start AngelList? And just really, I'm really inspired by your work, and have been following your work for a while. So, just wanted to know, how did you start from the ground and up? And just want to get some advice on that. Yeah, thank you. And how to